important role in the establishment of industry and the development of iron and steel industry along with information technology. This PowerPoint presentation we will study about different types of industries further. First one is the sugar industry. The sugar industry, if you can see the pictures, there are three pictures shown in the slide. The first one where the sugar canes are transported to the mills. The second is where the process is being done, that means sugar cane juice is extracted and then it is being converted into the crystal form, and these crystal forms of sugar cane juice is known as the sugar. Further, it is the process. Next slide shows the process of sugar making. Sugar cane is milled, and this is a simple flow chart that shows the process of sugar making, which states that the sugar cane is transported from the fields to the industry. Now, very important thing here is the sugar cane should be sent to the industries within 24 hours of the cutting of the cane. Otherwise, the surplus contain the juice of the cane started drying. After it reaches to the industry, it is milled, and this milling is done to extract the juice of the cane. After that, it is fermented and boiled. This boiling of the sugarcane juice, we do to obtain crystals. After the crystals are obtained, it is spinned in the extractors and further it is being supplied to the refining mills. These refining mills dry the sugar and then they make it ready to transport after packing. This is a very big process, almost done only in the sugar industry. The byproducts of sugar and the distribution of sugar industry comes in the next slide. If I talk about byproducts, when we take out the juice of the sugar cane, we boil the juice of the sugar cane. There are byproducts which are being extracted from that process, that is bagasse, molasses and chestnut. These are the products which we obtain during the process of sugar formation. These byproducts are used as the raw materials for the industries like alcohol industry, where we supply the molasses, fertilizer, charcoal and synthetic fiber, and also sometimes we often send these bagasses to the paper industry wherein they are making the very low quality of paper. I have already told you that the sugarcane industry should be situated near to the sugarcane field so that the time in transporting the sugarcane to the mills should be less than 24 hours, otherwise the surplus contained, the juice contained in the sugarcane will dry up. If the juice will dry up, we will not get the required quantity of juice from the required number of canes. That means, if suppose we have 10 quintals of sugarcane, the desired quantity of sugar juice will not be extracted from that. That is why the industries are located within the vicinity of the field. Cuba is the largest producer of sugar in the world, followed by Brazil, Indonesia, Philippines, Austria, Hawaii and Pakistan. In India, almost in all the areas starting from Uttar Pradesh to Punjab, Gujarat to Punjab, Haryana, we are having the sugarcane fields, and these sugarcane fields are supplying the sugarcane to the industries. In Uttar Pradesh, we have Muzaffarnagar, we have Muradnagar, we have Muzaffarnagar, we have Meerut, and there are many other nearby areas where there are many sugar mills. You may have seen many of them. Industry which we are supposed to learn in this is the shipbuilding industry. This shipbuilding industry is one of the fastest growing industry in our country. With large capital, you can see the pictures, the machineries are big, the area occupied by the shipbuilding industry is large. We need the labor which should be skilled. Skilled labor means they should know how to work on the machineries, how the parts should be assembled, and each and every part should be assembled in such a way that they get enough for best product. In India, near to the sea should be a leveled area wherein we can assemble the ship. Ship cannot be brought from anywhere and can be put into the workshop and is ready to be transported. But we have to assemble each and every part, and it takes time. This assembling of the ship is being done with the help of labor. This labor is easily available in these areas with less wages. Less wages means they are able to work with low money, with less money. And as you have seen in the picture, high capital and perfect raw material is needed for the construction of ship. The shipyards are having all the specialized facilities. These specialized facilities are to construct the ship. If you have seen the ship in the picture or somewhere, you can see the type of perfect assemblance of each and every part. Even if I talk about the repairing work of the ship, it needs perfect skill. You cannot repair the ship without any knowledge. Even the construction of the ship in the same way needs all the skilled labor. And when I talk about the shipyards in India, we have all the shipyards situated near the areas where these shipyards are getting all the skilled and the unskilled labor from the nearby areas. The shipbuilding industry, the chief shipbuilding industries are situated in Japan, Sweden, UK, West Germany, France, Italy, Poland, Netherlands and USA. In India, we have 4 areas where the shipbuilding centers are situated. The first is at Visakhapatnam. We know it with the name of Hindustan Shipyard. The second is at Kolkata, that is the Garden Beach Workshop. The third is at Kochi, famously known as the Cochin Shipyard, and the fourth one is at Mumbai, that is known as Motherland Dock. After this, we have automobile industry. Everyone has one or the other type of automobile in their house. This automobile industry is the fastest growing industry in our country, employing thousands of laborers. These laborers are again skilled laborers and unskilled laborers. You can see in the picture the perfectness in the work should be highly appreciated by the industry. Next slide, we have the different types of automobiles ranging from motorcycles, cars, buses, trucks, tractors. These all are the products that are being manufactured by an automobile industry in a country. If we talk about automobile industry, it is a heavy industry. It requires good quality of iron, and this iron is then processed into stainless steel or aluminium or the required desired product, whatever the automobile industry needs. This all is done with the help of the specialized labor. These laborers are doing the work in different departments. These departments could be the operation departments, which are doing all the different works, like arranging the raw materials. They may be supplying the raw materials to the desired department. Another department, another important department, the design department, design of the different cars, motorcycles, scooters. You may have seen in the market also different types of automobiles are there with all different functions. For the efficient manner, use, design and operation, this skilled laborers are needed. If I talk about Henry Ford, this was the person who popularized the assembly line method. Assembly line method means each worker has been given a specific task. This specific task is performed by that particular group of workers. Once they finish up their work, the second set of workers will do their own specific task. And these all tasks are being done from step 1 to the finishing step. That means if I talk about laying the tires, to coloring of the automobile, to arranging all the parts, to fit the seats. So whatever the performed task from step 1 to the last step, everything is being done one by one. These all tasks are performed by the humans. In some of the developed countries, even the robots and the machines are helping in the assembly of the different parts. These parts are assembled to make desired automobile. The industry which have large supply of iron and steel, wood, glass and fuel with high skilled labor, those who possess degree in engineering along with a domestic market to supply the produce and large capital flourishes well. That means this industry needs a good supply of iron and steel, good supply of wood, glass and fuel. If you are devoid of anything of this, you may not be able to have the good automobile or the desired quality of product. We need high skilled labor. This high skilled labor has got the degrees in engineering in different sorts. They may be the electronic engineers, they may be the designers, they may be the other marketing people, those who are ready to sell whichever product is ready in the industry. And of course we need a large capital which can be used to purchase all the sorts of raw materials, skilled laborers, unskilled laborers and this is the different departments. The principal producers of automobile industries are USA, Japan, Great Britain, West Germany, France and Italy. You may be remembering all the names of different automobiles. Canada and USSR are known to have well-established automobile industries in the world. In India, we have small workshops, we have big industries, we have good number of their shops in different parts of the country, Delhi, Kolkata and Chennai. Then there are many other states that support the manufacturing. The different models of cars which are being manufactured in India are Maruti, Ambassador, Hyundai, Santor and Acid. And then there are many others. You will be remembering and you will be reading, learning, finding out in different areas. Many other types of cars, many other types of automobiles. The last industry to learn in this chapter is fishing. I cannot say that this is the flourishing industry, but I can say that this is one of the important industry which gives a huge amount of money to the government. As you can see in the picture, this industry which starts with the catching of the fish. These fishes are being sent into the industries and then later on they are being processed into different. Fishing industry includes the activities like taking, culturing. Taking means to take the fishes from the ocean, culture them, to put them into different salt, to preserve them, to process them, to store them. They are stored in the big refrigerators, in the big warehouses which are being chilled at the below 0 degrees Celsius so that these perishable commodities should not perish. Then marketing is being done and the last the selling of the fishes are being done either to the market or to the industry. In the market, human beings purchase them and they eat them, and in the industry they are being sold on large quantities. Now these fishes are to supply the raw materials to the industries and the food for the human beings. These fishing grounds are found in the area which have mild climate and the wider continental shelf. Mild climate means the water should not be too hot or water should not be too cold. If it is too hot, it won't help the growth of plankton, and if it is too cold, the plankton will die. These planktons are actually the small tiny insects or small tiny aquatic plants that grow in the mild climate, that grow in the water which is conducive for growth, and these planktons are the fish food. The fishes which are found on the sea beaches or on the coast, these planktons are the food for these fishes. So wherever the growth of plankton is more, you can find more number of fishes. The top fish producing countries in the world are China. It's in news nowadays also. India, Peru, Indonesia and US. Followed by Russia, Norway, Chile and Taiwan. In India, we have 5 main fishing harbors in Karnataka, Bangalore, Kochi in Kerala, Chennai in Tamil Nadu, Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, and Raipur in West Bengal. Now coming up to the industrial pollution. have read about the industry. Let us find out what are the causes of the industrial pollution. The very first is the release of smoke by the industry, and this release of smoke by the industries causes air pollution. The gases like sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, and they all are being emitted from the industry in the form of smoke. These gases in turn go and have reaction with the gases which are present in the air, and they create the air pollution, which is very dangerous for the human beings. The second point is release of effluents. Effluents are again the type of gases, not only carbon dioxide or nitrogen dioxide, but there are other types of gases which are being emitted from the industry. This emission is done by the industries either knowingly or unknowingly. If we talk about knowingly, that means they know the rules and regulations according to which they have to release these effluents, but then also because they are in position to grow more products, they don't want to, or they close their eyes from the part of the pollution. The water pollution and the soil pollution is being done by throwing the waste material on the soil. This waste material, when it's thrown on the soil, affects the pores of the soil and makes it infertile. Also, during the rain, the water which seeps down into the soil is run into the water bodies and creates water pollution. There are two typical processes that take place in the water after these pollutants reaches into the water. We will go in the higher classes and we read about these processes. These processes are also included in the food chain and decrease the level of oxygen in the water. There are toxic materials or toxic byproducts. These toxic byproducts could be in the form of gases, they may be in the form of mercury, lead, arsenic, chromium, and so on. They may be in the form of solid waste which can be dumped on the soil. So these all are creating the pollution in the environment. They contaminate the air and the water by adding all the contaminated residues in the area. If I talk about all these industrial pollutions, they degrade the quality of the life being led by human beings or by the animals. They generate such a lot of pollution that it kills the animals, it causes the imbalance in the ecosystem. And the last point is the chemical waste. These chemical waste pollute air, water, and soil. It's not like that the industries are closed and we can stop the pollution. No, these industries are illegally being run by the people who want more and more money and more profit from this industry. They even don't think about the people who live nearby. Even in the cases it is being seen that they have all the needful equipment to save the environment from pollution, but they don't want to do it. The effect of industrial pollution followed by the measures taken by the government. Now, what are the effects of these industrial pollution? I just told you that it degrades the natural environment. Degrades the natural environment means the air, the soil, the water, they have their own natural quality. So if we add the pollutants in these, automatically the quality of the nature degrades. It impacts the human life. Now, how it impacts the human life, everyone knows. The people may have different types of diseases. It may be asthma because of the air pollution. It may be cholera because of the degraded or the worst quality of water being consumed. It damages the plants. It damages the animal life. It kills the animals when they inhale all these toxic materials. Imagine the polythene, the food we pack into the poison through into the environment. The animals eat it, and by the time they eat, the methane gas that is produced in the food makes the animal to die. It damages the ecosystem. When the soil it will be degraded, and then it goes into one part of the ecosystem to the next part of the ecosystem. It degrades the quality of life. Everything what I have told you is just. Now comes the measures to prevent the industrial pollution. It's not like that the government is not doing any work for stopping this air pollution or industrial pollution or soil pollution, but by hook or by crook, the people don't want to understand the responsibility. So industries should be established in an area which is very far away from the residential zone. So when the industries will be far away from the residential zone, automatically these gases won't be harming the health of the people. And then the waste should be discharged in the environment after proper treatment. Whatever you are throwing out, either it be the gases or the chemicals, or it may be the solid waste, it will be treated and then it will be thrown into the environment or discharged into the environment. This will help to have good air, good or pure air or good water. Then the plantations near the industries. These plantations can be in the form of big trees or the small plants, and these plantations can help in the reduction of gases which are emitted from the industries. As we know that the plants are inhaling carbon dioxide and using this in the process of photosynthesis, so a lot of carbon dioxide can be used by the plants. Government is taking actually strict actions, but these all strict actions are only on the papers. Once these in charges goes into the industry, they are filled with the money and pockets are full with the different sorts of amusement, and so they don't do any strict actions against the industry. The Pollution Control Board or the government is putting up the norms. These norms are actually not fulfilled by the industry, and it is being instructed to the government to probe these industries. But the people, because they are corrupt and they don't want to stop their industries, they fill in with a lot of money to the people, and then the Pollution Control Board people also does not pay attention on all these pollutants. If we talk about the industry, there should be a regular research carried out to identify, to find out which industry is causing more pollution in the environment and which industry is creating more harmful impacts. So once you identify the industry, it should be closed on a very serious note, and to evaluate the potential. See, every industry may have different potential to harm the environment. There may be some of the industry which could be polluting on a very low note, and then there may be others which may be doing it on a high note. So it is very important to find out the potential of the industries, and then only it should be closed. Now we have the worksheet 1, sheet 2, which you have to do in your copy along with the question answers given in the book. I hope you will be able to do it nicely. Have a good day.